Hello students. So today I am doing class for class 10. So today's topic is quadratic sorts. So today is the new topic, that is quadratic sorts. So in the last classes we did how to solve quadratic equations, theory of quadratic equations, simple interest, compound interest and uniform rate of growth. So today we will start the new topic, that is quadratic sorts. Okay. So before I explain you about quadratic sorts, let us discuss about numbers, right? So actually there are two types of numbers. The numbers are divided into two parts. The numbers are divided into two parts. One is real numbers and the other one is imaginary numbers or undefined numbers. Okay, so actually the numbers are divided into two parts. One is real numbers and the other one is imaginary numbers or undefined numbers. So real numbers, what are real numbers? Real numbers are those numbers which are defined numbers. Like real numbers are those numbers which are defined numbers, like root over 2 is a defined number, that is 3/4 is a defined number, right? So 2 is a defined number, like that. Okay, so 3.14 is a defined number, right? All right, 2.7183 is also a defined number, etc. So these type of numbers are known as defined numbers, or these are known as real numbers. Okay, so what type of numbers are known as imaginary numbers? So you have done it in theory of quadratic equation. Okay, the roots are imaginary when discriminant is negative. If discriminant is negative, then the roots of the quadratic equation are imaginary. I mean, this in theory of quadratic equation. So what type of numbers are known as imaginary numbers? That is square root bitra, suppose negative numbers, -2. So root over -2 is an imaginary number. Actually, we cannot get its value, right? So root over -2 is an imaginary number, right? These are known as imaginary numbers. Okay, root over -2, root over -3, root over -4, square root bitra -3/4, that is also an imaginary numbers. So square root bitra negative numbers हो भने चाहिँ त्यसलाई हामी के भन्छ भने imaginary numbers भनेर भन्छौं. त कसो गरेर उसलाई चाहिँ undefined numbers भनेर भनिन्छ, जस्तै 0/0 is undefined number. Some number divided by 0 is also undefined number, where x not equal to 0 in this case. In this case, x is not equal to 0. So 0/0 is undefined. If x is not equal to 0, so x divided by 0 is also undefined number. So something divided by 0 is meaningless. So 0 cannot divide any number. So this type of numbers are known as undefined numbers. This imaginary number, this root over -2 is known as imaginary number. This also comes under undefined numbers. Okay, so these numbers are divided into two parts. This is real numbers and that is imaginary numbers. So you know what type of numbers are known as real numbers, what type of numbers are known as imaginary numbers or undefined numbers. Is that clear? Now we will not discuss this one in this chapter. Okay, so we will not discuss about imaginary numbers or undefined numbers in this chapter, that is quadratic sorts. We'll discuss only about the real numbers. Okay, so you have understood this part. This is all about your numbers, right? Now let us discuss about the real numbers only. That is defined numbers. So now real numbers. So real numbers are what? Defined numbers. Now again these real numbers are divided into two parts. One is rational number and the other part is irrational number. Irrational number. Right? So what type of numbers are known as rational number? Rational number means suppose 2 is a rational number. This 3 by 4 is also a rational number. Like 0 is also a rational number because 0 can be written in terms of 0 divided by 1. So any number which can be written in the form P by Q. Any number which can be written in the form P by Q where Q not equal to 0 and P and Q are prime to each other. Prime to each other means P and Q have no common factors, and that type of number, that is P by Q, is known as a rational number. So here it is only 2, but actually below 2 there is 1. So 2 upon 1 is a rational number. Okay, a number of the form P by Q is known as a rational number where Q not equal to 0 and P and Q are prime to each other. Prime to each other means P and Q have no common factor. So P by Q type of number is known as what? Rational number. Okay. So what type of number is known as irrational number? Like root over 2, root over 3, root over 5, etc. are known as irrational number. Why are they known as irrational number? Like root over 4, if you have root over 4, you can get exact square root of 4, isn't it? What is the square root of 4? It is 2, because this root over 4 is actually root over 2 square. Here square root and square will be cancelled, you will get only 2. So 2 is a rational number, right? So this is not your irrational number. That is root over 4, root over 9, root over 16. जसको चाहिँ हामी एक्ज्याक्ट स्क्वायर रुट निकाल्न सक्छौं त्यसलाई हामी irrational number भनेर भन्दैनौं. Is that clear? That is root over 4, root over 9, root over 16, root over 81, root over 25, root over 196. All these are not the irrational numbers. So this comes under rational numbers because they have got exact square root. Like example, root over 4 is 2. It comes under rational number. Root over 9 is 3. It comes under rational number. Root over 16, its exact square root is 4. This comes under rational number. But you cannot get the exact square root of 2. Like root over 2 is 1.414 dot 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 something like that. That is your approximate value. Root over 2 is 1.414. What is root 3? It may be 1.732 and so on. Okay. So these are all approximate number. Root over 5 is 2.235 etc. 2.235 like that. Okay. So this is also not exact value of root over 5. That is only the approximate number. So root 2, root over 3, root over 5, it comes under irrational number. जसको चाहिँ हामीले exact square root निकाल्न सक्दैनौं. You will get in terms of decimal point. This type of numbers are known as irrational number. But this comes under what? Rational number, because root over 4 is 2 comes here. Root over 9 is 3, 3 by 1. Root over 16 is, what is root over 16? It is 4, 4 divided by 1. So this comes under rational number. Okay? And now, this root over 2, root over 3, root over 5, जसको चाहिँ हामीले exact square root निकाल्न सक्दैनौं, यसलाई हामी अर्को word पनि भन्छौं, that is known as surds. Is that clear? That is root over 2, root over 3, root over 5, root over 6, root over 8, root over 10. All these are known as surds. and these are also known as quadratic surds. Okay, now these are all about your real numbers. Now discuss about the quadratic surds. So why are they known as quadratic surds? Okay, suppose if you have root over a is a general number. It may be a is equal to 2, 3, 5, 6, etc. Not 4, 16 and all. Because if a is equal to 4, square root of 4 is 2. That is, you can get exact square root of 4, that is 2. That is not your irrational number. Okay, or it is not a surd. Root over 4 is not a surd. Because exact square root of 2. Take sir? Suppose, if you can't get the exact square root of a, this root over a is known as a quadratic surd. Why is it known as quadratic surd? Because it can be written in the form a to the power half. Since there is 2 here, a to the power half, this square root of a means a to the power half. That's why this a to the power half or root over a is known as what? This is known as quadratic surd. यहाँ 2 भएको कारणले गर्दा चाहिँ यसलाई के भनिएको हो? Quadratic surds भनेर भनेको हो. जस्तै हामीले ax square plus bx plus c मा यो पावर 2 भएको कारणले गर्दा चाहिँ यसलाई हामी के भन्छ? Quadratic expression. You did it in quadratic theory of quadratic equation, isn't it? So in this case also, since it is root over a भनेको कति रहेछ? a to the power half हो. ठीक छ? तर यसलाई हामी यसरी चाहिँ लेख्दैनौँ है. एक्चुअली हामीले यसरी लेख्नु पर्ने हो. This is square root of a, cube root of a, यसरी, fourth root of a. Okay? So तर square root चाहिँ हामी खाली के लेख्छौँ? Root over a मात्रै लेख्छौँ. It means that a to the power half, right? What is cube root of a? It is a to the power 1/3, right? यसको लेख्ने मेथड के हो? Cube root of a भनेको के हो? A to the power 1/3. Fourth root of a भनेको के हो? A to the power 1/4, like that. Is that clear now? So we'll discuss about these quadratic surds. Since a को power मा कति छ? A to the power root over a is equal to a to the power half. Since this number is 2, that's why it is known as what? Quadratic surds. Is that clear? So now we'll discuss about the mixed surds now. M-I-X-E-D, mixed surds. So what type of numbers are known as mixed surds, right? Suppose if we have a plus root over b. So here a is the rational part because there is no square root there. If the number does not contain square root, then that number is known as what? Rational number. Rational number. But in this case, you cannot get the square root. You cannot get the exact value of root over b. This is known as irrational number. This is known as irrational number, or it is known as quadratic surds or simply surds. Okay, you may call it quadratic surds or simply surds, right? So root over b is irrational number or simply surds only, right? So together with these two, a plus root b, it is a mixture of rational number and irrational number or surds. So this type of number is known as what? Mixed surds. यस्तो खालको नम्बरलाई चाहिँ हामी के भन्छौँ? Mixed surds भनेर भन्छौँ. Is that clear now? Now next. Now suppose there is a plus root over b. Suppose not a plus root over b. Suppose there is root over b. Only root over b is there. So how can you remove its square root? अब इसको square root लाई हामी हटाउँछौँ. So how can you eliminate this root over with b? How can you eliminate this square root of b? So it should be multiplied by what? Root over b. This is known as rationalizing factor. Rationalizing means to remove square root. rational number भनेको जसमा स्क्वायर रुट हुँदैन त्यसलाई हामी rational number भनेर भन्छौं त rationalizing this root over b भनेको by which number will you multiply root over b to get or to eliminate to get rid of or to eliminate root over from b. So root over b बाट हामीले root over हटाउनु हो भने केले मल्टिप्लाई गर्नुपर्छ root over b. यो root over b लाई हामी के भन्छौं rationalizing factor भनेर भन्छौं. Rationalizing factor. So which is equal to what is square root of b into square root of b? It is root over b square, right? What is square root of b square? So here square root and square root will be cancelled. You will get only b. Yes, हामी यो square root र square cancel गरेर के निकाल्छौं b मात्रै निकाल्छौं. तर हामीले यसरी क्यान्सल गर्दैनौं, ठीक छ? त root over b square भनेपछि के हुन्छ b. ठीक हो? त root over b मात्रै दिएको छ तिमीलाई. So by which expression will you multiply this root over b to eliminate square root from b? So root over b नै multiply गर्नुपर्छ. That means यसलाई हामी rationalizing factor मा चेन्ज गर्दैछौं. Rationalization भनेको to remove square root, right? So root over b ले मात्रै multiply गर्यो भने यसलाई के हुन्छ root over b square, so that you can get only b. So this root over b is known as what? Rationalizing factor. Is that clear? As the next, a plus root over b is there. Okay. Now you want to convert it into rational number. That means you have to remove square root. Okay. Suppose there is a mixed odd a plus root over b. अब हामी यहाँबाट के चाहन्छौं यो root over हटाउन चाहन्छौं हैन त यो root over हटाउँदा फेरि हामीले केले मल्टिप्लाई गर्दा चाहिँ यो root over हट्छ त भन्दा फेरि केले मल्टिप्लाई गर्नुपर्छ यस्तै नम्बर तर अपोजिट साइडले मल्टिप्लाई गर्नुपर्छ. यदि यो नम्बर प्लस छ भने माइनसले मल्टिप्लाई गर्नु, यो माइनस छ भने केले मल्टिप्लाई गर्नु पर्यो प्लसले मल्टिप्लाई गर्नु पर्यो. तर यहाँ के छ a plus root b, त विदिन ब्रैकेट केले मल्टिप्लाई गर्नुपर्छ a minus root b. Is that clear? So which is equal to, now we are multiplying a plus root over b by a minus root over b to remove square root. Is that clear? So now let us simplify it. So how can we eliminate root over b here? How can we eliminate root over from b in this case? Okay. So a plus root b into a minus root b. That is, it is a plus b into a minus b. You know this formula, isn't it? So what is the formula for a plus b into a minus b? What is it? It is a square minus b square. You know this formula. So in this case, what is the value for a? A. What is the value for b? Root b. Okay. So you can use that formula. What is a whole square here? It is a whole square minus. Then what is b whole square? It is root over b whole square. So which is equal to, this is a square minus root over b whole square is b. So in this expression, square root is removed. That means this is known as rational number. That is, from a plus root over b, we are removing root over. So how can you remove square root? From this expression, you have to multiply by a minus root over b. So a minus root over b ले यसलाई मल्टिप्लाई गर्दा के भयो a square minus b rationalize भयो. यो rational number मा चेन्ज भयो. त्यही कारणले गर्दा यसलाई हामीले के भन्नु पर्यो, यसले गर्दा नै a minus root b ले गर्दा नै a plus root b केमा चेन्ज भयो rational number मा चेन्ज भयो. That means it is known as rationalizing factor. This a minus root over b is known as what? Rationalizing factor. Rationalizing factor. That means rationalizing factor भनेको के हो? That factor is known as rationalizing factor which will remove square root from the given factor. Okay? That factor is known as rationalizing factor which will remove square root from the given factor. Is that clear? So in this case, a minus root b ले गर्दा नै a plus root b बाट root over हट्दैछ. बुझ्दैछ? त यो rationalizing factor ma change bhayo. That's why this a minus root over b is known as what? Rationalizing factor. यसलाई हामी a minus root over b लाई हामी conjugate sorts पनि भनेर भन्छौं. a plus root over b को rationalizing factor के रहेछ? a minus root over b, right? तो यो a minus root over b लाई हामी के पनि भन्छौं भने conjugate sorts भनेर पनि भन्छौं. This a minus root over b is also known as what? Conjugate sorts. This is also known as conjugate sorts. Is that clear? So now next I will show you some examples how to rationalize a given sort, right? Suppose the given sort is minus 2 plus root over 3. Suppose a given sort is minus 2 plus root over 3. Okay? Now here, which is the rational part? The rational part is minus 2. Minus 2 my square root छैन, त्यही कारण यो rational part भइगयो. अनि plus root over 3. Root over 3, यो 3 चाहिँ के भयो? Irrational part, or it is known as sorts. यसलाई हामी mixed sorts पनि भन्छौं or simply sorts मात्रै भनेर पनि भन्छौं. ठीक छ? So now let us remove square root from this factor. So by which factor will you multiply it? This is your rational part, minus 2, it remains same. Minus 2 लाई same राख्नु. तर यो प्लस को जग्गामा हामी के लेख्नु पर्छ? अघि यहाँ भने चाहिँ प्लस रुट ओभर b छ भने माइनस रुट b ले मल्टिप्लाई गर्नु. यहाँ प्लस छ भने के मल्टिप्लाई गर्नु पर्यो? माइनस रुट 3. Right? So let us simplify it. So this is your a plus b into what? A minus b. What is the formula? A square minus b square. So it is minus 2 whole square minus root over 3 whole square. Is that clear? This is a square minus b square. So what is minus 2 whole square? 4 minus what is root over 3 whole square? It will be actually root over 3 into root over 3. That is root over 9. Root over 3 whole square but कसरी root over हट्छ? Root over 3 whole square means root 3 into root 3, which is a root over within a square root. You can multiply them. 3 3 is 9. What is square root of 9? This is 3. That means 4 minus root over 3 whole square means you can remove that square root and square. What do we get? 3, which is equal to 1. That means यो भयो rational number. That means this minus 2 minus root 3 is known as the rationalizing factor of minus 2 plus root 3. Okay? So in this case, minus 2 minus root 3 is known as what? Rationalizing factor. Rationalizing factor. Is that clear? rationalizing, rationalizing factor. The minus 2 minus root 3 ले गर्दा नै यो given sort बाट square root हट्यो. त यसलाई हामी के भन्छौं? Rationalizing factor भनेर भन्छौं. और यसलाई के पनि भनिन्छ अरे? This is also known as what? This is known as what? Conjugate sorts. This is also known as what? Conjugate sorts. So what is the conjugate sort of minus 2 plus root 3 भनेर हामी के लेख्छौं? Minus 2 minus root 3. Rational part चाहिँ सेम हुन्छ, त जुन चाहिँ तिमीको irrational part मा हुन्छ प्लस साइन छ भने माइनस लेख्नु, माइनस छ भने प्लस साइन. Is that clear? So this minus 2 minus root 3 is also known as rationalizing factor, or also this is known as what? Conjugate sorts. So these are all about your quadratic sorts. Okay? So this is the beginning of quadratic sorts. Now let's do some problems now. So I think you have understood it. Okay? Now we'll do some problems. Okay? So now let's do some problems from quadratic sorts. Okay, so this is from the same book, GANIT PRAKASH for class 10 by West Bengal Board of Secondary Education. So let us work out 9.3 exercise. Okay. So it is page number 161. So let's do question number 1a. It is given that if m plus 1 upon m is equal to root over 3, right? Let us calculate the simplified values of number 1, that is m square plus 1 upon m square, and number 2, m cube plus 1 upon m cube. Okay, so here, so let us do the solution now. So here given is m plus 1 upon m is equal to root 3, right? So in number 1, you have to get the value for m square plus 1 upon m square. M square plus 1 upon m square, right? So in this case, we have to use the formula from algebra. So you should know the formula from class 7, 8, like that. In 9 also you did it, isn't it? So in this case, which formula is used? A square plus b square, right? So a square plus b square is equal to, what is the formula? Can you tell me what is a square plus b square? It is a plus b whole square minus 2ab. So there is another type of formula also for a square plus b square. There is second type of formula, that is a minus b whole square plus 2ab. You should know it. You did it in class 7, I think. Okay, so you should know this formula. Now we are in class 10, so you should know this formula, right? So in this case, it is given m square plus 1 upon m square. So let us write it in the form of a whole square plus b whole square. What is a whole square here? M whole square plus, what is b whole square? 1 upon m whole square. Now what is the value for a here? It is m. What is the value for b here? It is 1 upon m. So which formula is used? That is first one, because a plus b, m plus 1 upon m is given out here. M plus 1 upon m is equal to 3. That is, you have to use the first type of formula here, right? So next step is equal to, what is the formula here? A plus b whole square minus twice ab. What is a here? M plus, what is b? 1 upon m whole square minus sign is there, isn't it? So 2 into, what is a? A is m into, what is b? 1 upon m. Is it clear now? So I think you have understood it, right? So here mm gets cancels, which is equal to, what is m plus 1 upon m? What is given in the question? It is root over 3. So it is root over 3 whole square minus, this is mm gets cancelled, that is 1, okay? So it is 2 ones are 2. What is root over 3 whole square? You can remove square root and square. What is root over 3 whole square? Actually it is root over 3 into root over 3, which is equal to root over 9. What is square root of 9? It is 3. That means if it is square, you can remove this square root. That is, only 3 will be there. So 3 minus 2, which is equal to, what is the answer? So the answer is 1. Is that clear now? So this first part is done. So let's do the second part now. So you can copy it. Okay, you can copy it. So now we will do the second part. What is the second part out there? If m plus 1 upon m is equal to root 3, let us calculate the simplified value of number 2. Now this is m cube plus 1 upon m cube, right? So let us do it. Given is m, this is for number 2 now. So given is same equation or expression is given. Given is m plus 1 upon m is equal to root over 3. Okay. Now we have to get the value for number 2. That is m cube plus 1 upon m cube. Okay. So which formula is used in this case? You can use this formula. A cube plus b cube is equal to, what is the formula? So which formula is used here? You can use a plus b whole cube then minus thrice AB into what? It is A plus B. Okay. So let us write this m cube plus 1 upon m cube into that form, a cube plus b cube form, right? What is a whole cube here? M whole cube plus, what is b whole cube? It is 1 upon m whole cube, right? So what is a in this case? It is m. What is b in this case? 1 upon m. So you can compare these two expressions. A is equal to m and b is equal to 1 upon m. So let us use that formula now. So which is equal to m plus 1 upon m whole cube, right? A plus b whole cube, that is m plus 1 upon m whole cube minus 3 into what is a? M. What is b? 1 upon m. Is that clear? Here a is m and b is 1 upon m, that is minus thrice ab. And again you have to write a plus b. What is a plus b in this case? It is m plus 1 upon m. Is that clear? So here you can cancel this one. Gets cancels. So which is equal to, now what is the value for m plus 1 upon m? It is root over 3. It is root over 3 whole cube minus, this is 1 by 1 is 1. 3 ones are 3, right? And what is m plus 1 upon m? It is root over 3. Is that clear? Which is equal to, so how will you simplify root over 3 whole cube? Root over 3 whole cube means you have to multiply root over 3 thrice, right? That is root over 3 into root over 3 into root over 3, okay? Then minus 3 root 3. Now simplify it. What is root 3 into root 3? Root 9. You know that, isn't it? Root 3 into root 3 is what? Root over 9. What is root over 9? Only 3. Now this third root over 3 remains same. 3 root 3 minus 3 root 3. Both of these will be cancelled, which is equal to 0. So what is the value for m cube plus 1 upon m cube? We simplified it and we got the value 0. So that is the correct answer. You have understood now? So you can copy it. We'll do the next question now. So now we are doing the next question, that is 1b. Let us show that this LHS is equal to RHS. Okay. So what is the left hand side given here? All these are sorts, you know that, isn't it? That is root 5 plus root 3 divided by root 5 minus root 3 minus root 5 minus root 3 divided by root 5 plus root 3 is equal to, you have to prove 2 root over 15. Okay. So let us write down LHS, left hand side. LHS means left hand side. Okay. So root 5 plus root 3 divided by root 5 minus root 3 minus root 5 minus root 3 divided by root 5 plus root 3. So you know how to simplify this fraction, isn't it? So root 5 minus root 3 is in the denominator, root 5 plus root 3 is also in the denominator. You have to find out the LCM. You know how to get the LCM, isn't it? You have to get the LCM and simplify the numerator, and you have to simplify the given expression. Okay. So let us find out the LCM here. So this root over 5 minus root over 3 is one of the factor, and other factor is root 5 plus root 3. These are the two different factors, isn't it? So I told you about the rationalizing factor just now. The root 5 minus root 3 को rationalizing factor नै root 5 plus root 3 हो. यो दुईटै के हो? Sorts. यो mixed sort भन्दैन हामीले यसलाई. Mixed sort कति बेला हुन्छ भन्छ? If it is the summation or difference of rational number and irrational number or sorts, that is known as mixed sorts. But these are both sorts. But these are also conjugate factors or conjugate sorts. यसलाई हामी conjugate sorts पनि भनेर भन्छौं. So यो root over 5 minus root over 3 को rationalizing factor नै के हो? Root over 5 plus root 3. किनभने यो दुईटा मल्टिप्लाई गर्दा फेरि a square minus b square गर्दा पनि root over के हुन्छ? हट्छ. अहिले म देखाउँछु कसरी हट्छ यो हैन त यो दुईटाको एलसीएम नै यही नै हो सो व्हाट इज द एलसीएम अफ root over 5 minus root over 3 and root over 5 plus root over 3 these two are the LCM यही दुईटा फ्याक्टर नै हो these are the two factors that is the LCM of these two factors okay त यही दुईटा नै हो LCM of these two factors that is root over 5 minus root over 3 into root over 5 plus root over 3 right so this is the LCM of these two factors right so what is the method now this LCM is always divided by this factor so root 5 minus root 3 root 5 minus root 3 gets cancels so it remains root 5 plus root 3 remains isn't it so this should be multiplied by the numerator what is root 5 plus root 3 into root 5 plus root 3 same expression if you multiply them you'll get whole square like a into a is a square so similarly it is root over 5 plus root over 3 whole square is that clear बीचमा के sign आयो minus again this LCM is divided by this factor root 5 plus root 3 so in this case also you can cancel the similar factors root 5 plus root 3 gets cancelled so remains what root 5 minus root 3 and this should be multiplied by the numerator root 5 minus root 3 these are the same factors to be multiplied so what is the product root 5 minus root over 3 whole square is that clear to all of you now you can simplify it further okay now in the numerator what is the formula this is a this is b root 5 is a root 3 is b a plus b whole square isn't it what is the formula a square plus 2ab plus b whole square what is a whole square here root 5 whole square plus 2 into what is a root 5 what is b root 3 plus what is b whole square it is root over 3 whole square right is it clear to all of you so minus since there is minus sign here let us write down the simplified expression of root over 5 minus root over 3 whole square within bracket okay since there is minus sign because you have to change the sign also if you don't change the sign then it will be wrong problem wrong भएर जान्छ यदि साइन चेन्ज गरेन भने माइनस साइन बुझ्यो त्यही कारणले गर्दा हामीले यसलाई के ब्र्याकेट लेख्छौं सेकेन्ड ब्र्याकेट so you should know this this is known as the first bracket this is known as what first bracket right this is known as curly bracket or this is also known as second bracket this is known as what second bracket okay this is known as square bracket पनि भनिन्छ or it is also known as third bracket this is known as what third bracket okay this bracket is known as the first bracket this curly bracket is known as the second bracket and this square bracket is known as what third bracket okay so whenever I say first bracket you have to write this bracket whenever I say second bracket you have to write this curly bracket whenever I say third bracket you should write down this square bracket is that clear to all of you so you can copy it if you don't know the brackets you can copy it okay so if you know it then no need of writing it again okay so minus now we are writing the expression of a minus b whole square within second bracket what is a whole square root 5 whole square since there is minus twice ab minus 2 into what is a root 5 what is b root 3 plus b whole square what is plus b whole square it is root over 3 whole square is that clear now what is the denominator it is a minus b into a plus b a square minus b square isn't it a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square so let us write down root 5 whole square that is your a whole square minus what is b whole square it is root over 3 whole square is that clear to all of you so you can copy it okay copy it now we will simplify it okay So now we will simplify this expression now, which is equal to, now this is root over 5 whole square. What is root over 5 whole square? Root 5 into root 5. Root over 25. What is root over 25? It is 5, right? Plus 2 into. You can multiply these two expressions under square root. Root 5 into root 3. So how will you multiply it? Root 5 into root 3 is equal to root over 5 into 3, which is equal to root over 15, right? So it is 2 root over 15 plus, what is root over 3 whole square? This is also a square. What is root over 3 whole square? Root 3 into root 3, that is your whole square, right? Root 3 into root 3 is root over 9. What is square root of 9? It is 3, right? Minus within bracket, again, this is also whole square. What is root over 5 whole square? Now you know that this is 5 minus 2 root over 15, right? You have understood now? Plus, what is root over 3 whole square? It is 3. Is it clear to all of you? Whole divided by. Now in the denominator, root over 5 whole square. What is root over 5 whole square? Root 5 into root 5 is root over 25, which is equal to 5. That means you can remove the square root 5. Minus, similarly, what is root 3 whole square? It is only 3. Is that clear? So now 5 plus 2 root over 15 plus 3. Now multiply by minus sign. You have to open the brackets here. So it is minus 5 minus and minus plus 2 root over 15 minus and plus minus 3. Whole divided by, what is 5 minus 3? That is your 2. So now you can cancel here. 5 minus 5 plus 3 minus 3 gets cancels. Okay. So now this is 2 root over 15. This is also 2 root over 15. These are known as similar sorts. That is 2 root over 15 plus 2 root over 15. These are similar sorts because both these numbers contain root over 15. So that's why these are known as similar sorts, and similar sorts can be added. So what type of sorts are known as dissimilar sorts? That is 2 root over 15 plus 2 root over 7. So this is root over 15 and that is root over 7. These are different sorts, isn't it? That's why these are known as two dissimilar sorts. And dissimilar sorts cannot be simplified, cannot be added, cannot be subtracted. Okay? Only similar sorts can be simplified. So what is 2 root over 15 plus 2 root over 15? It is just like if we have 2a plus 2a. How much is it? What is 2a plus 2a? You did it in algebra in 7 and 8. What is 2a plus 2a? What is 2 apple plus 2 apple? 4 apple. Likewise, it is 4a. 2a plus 2a भनेको दुईटा apple plus दुईटा apple कति भयो? 4 apple भयो. That means 4a. Similarly, what is 2 root over 15 plus 2 root over 15? You think it as a. You think this root over 15 as a. So what is 2a plus 2a? 4a. Similarly, what is 2 root over 15 plus 2 root over 15? I told you that you think it as a. 2a plus 2a is 4a, right? So likewise, what is 2 root over 15 plus 2 root over 15? It is 4 root over 15. So similar terms can be simplified, can be added, can be subtracted. Okay? So 2 root over 15 plus 2 root over 15 is 4 root over 15 whole divided by 2. So this is 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, which is equal to, what is the answer? It is 2 root over 15. So which is equal to right hand side. So it is proved. Is that clear to all of you? So you can copy it. We'll do the next question now. So now we will do the next question, that is number 2. Let us simplify number A. So what is the expression given out here? It is root over 2 within bracket 2 plus root 3 divided by root 3 within bracket root 3 plus 1. Then minus sign is there. Root over 2 into within bracket 2 minus root 3 whole divided by root 3 into within bracket root 3 minus 1. Right? So let us simplify it again. So you can use the same method here also. Root 3 plus 1 को यो root 3 plus 1 जुन चाहिँ छ यसको rationalizing factor नै root 3 minus 1 हो किनभने root 3 plus 1 र root 3 minus 1 multiply गर्यो भने square root will be removed. Okay? So now we have to simplify it as previous problem. We can get the LCM here also, isn't it? So let us get the LCM. Now, what's the LCM of root 3 and root 3? Same expression is there. Like 4 and 4 ko LCM kati ho? 4. Similarly, what is the LCM of root 3 and root 3? That is root 3. And these are the two different factors. So you have to write down both these two factors as LCM. Because these are different factors. Root 3 plus 1 into root 3 minus 1. Is that clear now? Now you know how to simplify it. This is the LCM. This LCM is divided by this denominator. That means if you divide this LCM by this denominator, root 3 gets cancels. Root 3 plus 1 also gets cancelled. What do we get? Root 3 minus 1. And this should be multiplied by the numerator. That is root 2 plus root 3 into what? It is root 3 minus 1. Is that clear? So this is your first term. Similarly, what is the second term? Since there is minus sign, you have to write it minus sign. Now this LCM is again divided by this denominator. Root 3 into root 3 minus 1 is there. Now this root 3 minus 1 will get cancelled out here. So it remains root 3 plus 1. So this root 3 plus 1 will multiply the numerator there. So what do we get? Root 2 within bracket 2 minus root 3 into what is here? This is root 3 plus 1. So is that clear? So let us simplify it. Okay? So now we have to simplify it. Is equal to root over 2 within bracket. This is 2. This is the rational number. Root 3 is a sort. If you multiply them, you should write 2 root 3. Suppose one is 2 and the other is a. What is this multiplication? 2a. The similarly 2 into root 3. 2 into root 3 is, you should write here 2 root 3. Right? Plus and minus. Minus. 2 ones are 2. You know that. Plus. Root 3 into root 3. Root 9. Or root 3 whole square. What is root 3 whole square? Only 3. Or root 3 into root 3, root 9. Root 9 means 3. Plus 3. Plus or minus? Minus root 3. Is that clear? I think you have understood it. Multiplication. Similarly here also. Minus root 2 within bracket. So let us multiply these two factors similarly as we have done in the first term. Right? So 2 into root 3. 2 root 3 plus 2 ones are 2. Right? Next one, minus sign is there. Root 3 into root 3, root 3 whole square. Square root will be removed. You will write here 3. Or, what is root 3 into root 3? Root 9. What is root 9? 3. Minus into plus, minus root over 3. Is that clear? So now in the denominator, what will you write? Let us write root 3 first. Now within second bracket, what is the formula here? A plus b into a minus b. What is a plus b into a minus b? What is a plus b into a minus b? It is a square minus b square. So it is root over 3 whole square minus 1 whole square. Right? Here a is root 3 and what is b? 1. So it is root over 3 whole square minus 1 whole square. Right? So I think you have understood it. So let us simplify it now. Root 2 within bracket. Now, you know that this is 2 root over 3 minus root 3. This is the similar sorts. It is just like your 2a minus a. What is 2a minus a? दुईटा एप्पलमा एउटा एप्पल घटायो भने कतिवटा एप्पल हुन्छ? एउटा एप्पल. Likewise, what is 2 root 3 minus root 3? Only root 3. दुईटा root 3 बाट एउटा root 3 घटाउँदा कति भयो? एउटा root 3. Understood? Then what is minus 2 plus 3? Different sign. Here also different sign you have to subtract, and you have to write down the sign of the greater number, that is plus root 3. This is also different sign. You have to subtract it. 3 minus 2 is 1, but you have to write down the sign of the greater number, that is plus 3. That is plus 1. Understood? Next, minus root 2 within bracket. Similarly, what is this? 2 root 3 minus root 3. What is that? 2a minus a is still different sign. Subtract it, and you have to write down the sign of the greater number. That is 2a minus a is a. Similarly, what is 2 root 3 minus root 3? Root 3. दुईटा root 3 बाट एउटा root 3 बाट आउँदाखेरि एउटा root 3 आइयो. Okay? So what is minus 3 plus 2? Different sign. Subtract it, 1. But you have to write down the sign of the greater number. That is the rule, isn't it? So minus 1. So this whole divided by, what do we get? It is root over 3 within bracket. What is root 3 whole squared? Root over 9. Root 3 into root 3, root over 9. That is 3. Then what is minus? What is 1 whole squared? That is 1. Understood? So you can copy it. Now we have to simplify it. Next. So now let's simplify it. Okay. So which is equal to, now you can multiply it, root 2 into root 3. If we have root over a into root over b. What is root over a into root over b? You can write it within whole square. That is root over ab. Root over a into root over b is within square root ab. Similarly, here also root 2 into root 3. Root over 2 into 3, that is 6, right? Plus root 2 into 1, root 2. Okay? Similarly, minus sign is there. Root 2 into root 3, you know that it is root 6. So how is it root 6? You know that, isn't it? So minus into minus, plus. You have to change the sign because of this minus. Minus into minus plus. What is root 2 into 1? Root 2. Whole divided by. Next. This is root over 3 into. What is 3 minus 1? 2. Right? Next, here you can cancel this root 6 minus root 6 gets cancelled. Different sign. Similar sorts can be subtracted. Okay? So root 6, same sort is there. So same sort, different sign can be subtracted. So what is root 2 plus root 2? Like, what is a plus a? Euta apple plus euta apple is equal to duita apple. 1 apple plus 1 apple is equal to 2 apple. Similarly, what is root 2 plus root 2? How many root 2 are there? 2. That means 2 root 2. It is 2 root 2 divided by, what is root 3 into 2? It is 2 root 3. So here 2 gets cancels. So what is the answer? Root 2 by root 3. Even if you answer, you can keep the answer as it is. Okay? Or you may write it within whole square root. That is root over 2 by 3. So this is the answer. Is that clear? If you have root a divided by root b, you can write it within whole square root. That is square root of a upon b. Is it clear now? So this is the final answer. Understood? So you can copy it. We'll do the next question now. So now we will do the next question, that is 2 number b. Let us simplify. Let us get the value of this expression. You have to get the simplified value of this expression. So this is very, very important question. So you may get this type of question in Madhyamik Pariksha also. Okay. Now in the denominator there is root 5 plus root 2. This is actually 3 root over 7 divided by root 5 plus root 2 minus 5 root 5 divided by root 2 plus root 7 plus 2 root 2 divided by root 7 plus root 5. Okay. So you have to remove square root from the denominator. I already told you that removing the square root from the denominator is actually rationalizing the denominator. So what is the rationalizing factor of the denominator? What do you mean by rationalizing factor of the denominator? Rationalizing भनेको के हो भन्दाखेरि you have to remove square root. Rationalizing भनेको you have to remove square root. Rationalizing the denominator means you have to remove square root from the denominator. So I told you that what is the rationalizing factor of root 5 plus root 2? It is root 5 minus root 2. Both are sorts here. If one is rational number and the other one is the sort, this is known as the mixed sort. Likewise, here also it has got a rationalizing factor. That means you can remove square root from both 5 and 2. So what is this rationalizing factor? Root 5 minus root 2. So what is the meaning of rationalizing the denominator? You have to remove square root from the denominator. Rationalizing the denominator भनेको के रे? Removing square root from the denominator. So in this case you have to remove square root from both 5 as well as 2. So what is this rationalizing factor? It is root 5 minus root 2. So let us rationalize the denominator from all these three terms. Okay? So is equal to 3 root over 7. So what is the rationalizing factor of root 5 plus root 2? What is that? It is root 5 minus root 2. So you have to multiply both this numerator and the denominator by root 5 minus root 2. Okay? So it is root 5 minus root 2 divided by root 5 plus root 2 into root 5 minus root 2. Is that clear? Next, you know that how to simplify this second term, isn't it? What is the rationalizing factor of root 2 plus root 7? Root 2 minus root 7. You have to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the rationalizing factor, that is root 2 minus root 7. Okay? So 5 root 5 within bracket root 2 minus root 7 whole divided by root 2 plus root 7 into root 2 minus root 7. Is that clear? Next, you know how to simplify this third term now, isn't it? Now you can tell me what is it? 2 root 2 into माथि र तल के ले मल्टिप्लाई गर्नु पर्यो? Rationalizing factor root 7 minus root 5 whole divided by, so in the denominator what do we write? Root 7 plus root 5 into root 7 minus root over 5. Is that clear? So what is the rationalizing factor of root over 7 plus root over 5? It is root over 7 minus root over 5. That means you have to multiply both numerator and the denominator by the rationalizing factor of root 7 plus root 5. That is root 7 minus root 5. Mathi bhane root 7 minus root 5. Is that clear? So you can copy it. So now let us simplify it now. Is equal to 3 is here. Okay. Let us keep it as it is. Whole divided by. This is your, what is the formula? A plus B into A minus B. A square minus B square. That is root 5 is A minus what is B? Root 2 whole square, right? Minus 11 5 root 5 within bracket root 2 minus root 7. So let us keep this numerator same, okay, as it is. Let me view. ठीक sir? Divided by A plus B into A minus B. A whole square minus B whole square. Is that clear? Next, plus 2 root 2 within bracket root 7 minus root over 5. So let us keep this numerator same. Let us keep this numerator as it is. Okay, root 2, root 7 minus root 5. Or these are 2 root 2 divided by. What is the formula in the denominator also? A plus B into A minus B. What is the formula? A whole square is root 7 whole square minus root over 5 whole square. Is it clear? So now let us simplify it once again. Okay, so we can copy it. So is equal to, let us write it here, is equal to 3 root over 7 within bracket root 5 minus root 2 whole divided by, what is root 5 whole square? Root over 25, isn't it? Root 5 whole square means root 5 into root 5. Root over 25, that is 5. That means square root can be removed. Only remove the square root. Only 5 is there. Minus similarly, what is root 2 whole square? Only 2, right? Minus 5 root 5. So within bracket, it is root 2 minus root 7 whole divided by what? What is root 2 whole square? Again it is 2. Minus, what is root 7 whole square? Square root will be removed. That is only 7. Plus 2 root 2 within bracket we have here root 7 minus root 5 whole divided by, what is root 7 whole square? Root 7 into root 7, root over 49. What is root over 49? Only you can write 7. Similarly, what is root 5 whole square? That is your 5, right? So let us simplify it. Now again is equal to 3 root over 7 within bracket root 5 minus root 2 whole divided by, what is 5 minus 2? It is 3. Minus 5 root 5 within bracket root 2 minus root 7 divided by, what is 2 minus 7? Different signs, subtract it. 7 minus 2 is 5, but you have to write down the sign of the greater number, that is minus 5, right? Plus 2 root 2 within bracket root 7 minus root 5, this whole divided by, what is 7 minus 5? That is 2. So let us simplify it now. This 3 gets cancelled, that is 1 by 1. 3 ones are 3, 3 ones are 3. This also 5 gets cancelled. This also 2 gets cancels, which is equal to root over 7 within bracket root 5 minus root 2. So there is 1 in the denominator. If there is 1 in the denominator, you don't have to write it. No, like that will 1. Take sir. Very minus to minus, you have to change the sign. Minus divided by minus is always plus. You can multiply them. Okay? Minus sign denominator and math minus sign you can write it in the numerator or in the denominator. So minus into minus is plus. So root 5 within bracket root 2 minus root 7 plus root 2 within bracket root 7 minus root over 5. Okay, so let us multiply it. I already told you that whenever you have root over a into root over b, then you can write root over ab. That means a and b can be multiplied. Similarly, what is root 7 into root 5? Root over 7 into 5, 7 5s are 35 minus, similarly, what is root 7 root 2? Multiply root 14 plus root 5 into root 2, root 10 plus and minus, what is root 5 into root 7? Root over 35 plus root 2 into root 7, root over 7 2s are 14 plus and minus, what is root 2 into root 5? It is root over 10. Is that clear to all of you? So you can cancel here similar terms, but they are of opposite sign. You can cancel them. Plus root over 35 minus root over 35. Minus root over 14 plus root over 14. Plus root over 10 minus root over 10. Which is equal to, all are subtracted here. So what is the answer? That is 0. So 0 is the answer. So understood? So you can copy it. So this much is for today. So you revise all the problems that we did today. So your homework is the revision, okay? यहाँ जति पनि हामीले प्रब्लम गरे यो सबै रिभाइज गर्न, ठीक छ? So this much is for today.